Hello my friends and viewers. Now I'm going to record a second part of my 2S6 Tunguska review, and this time I want to focus more on this system's history. The 2S6 Tunguska, now called 2K22 Tunguska by the Russian fascist state, is a Soviet and now Russian tracked self-propelled anti-aircraft weapon system armed with a surface-to-air gun, anti-air gun, and surface-to-air missiles. The system was developed in the 70s, 80s of the 20th century or previous century, during the end of Soviet era, and manufactured mainly by Ulyanovsk mechanical factory. The cost of a single unit is around $16 million in the real life, and it was produced from 1976 to right to the present times. However, the first variant, or one might say first two variants which are in the game, are now discontinued, and those units that are left in Russian army, I guess, are now going to be either upgraded. Well, of course, if Shoigu didn't stole the money dedicated to this purpose, because the Russian corruption is world famous. Soon we will the Russian corruption will be known as the first corruption to lose a world war, because what happens now, what Putin had started in Ukraine, is basically a world war, in my opinion. But let's focus more on Tunguska itself. Tunguska was developed as a replacement for the Soviet Shilka anti-air system, which was cannon-based, autocannon-based anti-air system, while Tunguska is a mixed armament close-range anti-aircraft system armed both with cannons, as well as you know, it has 4 30mm cannons, and also with 8 surface-to-air missiles. The project was codenamed Tunguska after a river in Siberia, just like the Yenisei and Shilka were named after Siberian rivers. It was a sort of Soviet tradition to name self-propelled anti-aircraft systems after Siberian rivers. It was decided that 23mm shells used by Shilka and also by the ZU-23-2 or anti-air system 23-2, which is present in the game in the form of BTR-ZD, ZD for зенитно-десантный, in Russian anti-aircraft and landing operations, anti-aircraft and landing operations armored infantry vehicle. So the main reason Tunguska was developed was because new NATO close air support plane, such as A-10 Thunderbolt II, also known as Warthog, had armored capsule protecting the pilot, and they were sturdy and strong enough to withstand the fire of 23mm cannons. And as a result, it was decided that a new system based around 30mm cannons with additional armament in the form of short-range surface-to-air missiles should be developed. However, development was slowed down between 1975 and 1977 after the introduction of the 9K-33 ASA missile system, which seemed to fill the same requirement but with greater missile performance. After some considerable debate, it was felt that a purely missile-based system is not sufficient and is not enough, and since very low flying attack helicopters attacking at a short range had proven to be lethal against tanks during the 1973 Arab-Israeli war. Since the reaction time of a gun system is much quicker than a missile, than the reaction time of a missile-based system, development of Tunguska was restarted. Eventually, it resulted in the anti-aircraft, self-propelled anti-aircraft system armed both with cannons and short-range surface-to-air missiles. Eventually, Tunguska was modified with new 2K-22M missiles, which had a bigger controlled, which had a longer time of controlled flight and greater range, which had increased from 8 to 10 kilometers, maximum range I mean. And also the new variation of Tunguska, which was introduced in the end of Soviet Union in 1990, was also upgraded with a new night vision device and thermal vision for night operations. In 2003, the Russians, now Russian Federation instead of Soviet Union, had decided to upgrade Tunguska once more, and the Tunguska system was rearmed with the new 9M311 M1 missile, which was modified to engage small targets like cruise missiles by replacement of 8-beam laser proximity fuse with a radio fuse, which is more effective. It also had an additional modification which afforded greater resistance to infrared countermeasures. This modification consisted of replacing the missile tracking flare with a pulsed IR beacon. The new system was named Tunguska M1, and as far as I recall correctly, it is in the game 2. It is at the fourth level of modifications for Tunguska, because as far as I know, the Tunguska M1 has a range of has missile range of 10 kilometers, while the Soviet original had this maximum range of 8 kilometers. However, there isn't much difference in the game between the stock and top missiles, so which makes Tunguska pretty good, since it doesn't suffer from lack of research. You are not going to suffer after unlocking this vehicle, because stock missiles are nearly as good as top ones. And also Ukraine operates around 72 S6 Tunguska missiles, and at least which are of the Soviet variation, and at least one captured Russian Tunguska M1 of the latest modification is operational in Ukrainian service. It was captured after the full-scale Russian invasion in 24th of January had started. 24th of January 2022. Thank you for watching. Please support Ukraine in whatever way you can, and Slava Ukraini. See you later.